That is strange. I'm noticing an issue where after it does that to me, where it cuts me off, I cannot hit the start stream button again. It doesn't work until I restart it.
Right.
That's a new issue. Yeah, maybe I can look. Maybe I can find out what's going on when I look that up later. That's weird. So it's almost like it's shutting itself off. Could be a mouse problem, but I never heard of a mouse doing that because it doesn't move on its own. Okay, really quick. I think we're hopefully we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how I'm releasing this on YouTube. I might just be releasing in the parts that's been released on. Like that's how it is. That's how it is. Uh, we have to come back to discuss the Primal Stone thing. Because again, like Jock was Spear was saying, the show is telling us something different. They're saying that it looks like they get created naturally, but apparently mages can make them. So far, okay, that's what he talks about. So I guess like, but I don't understand. So really quick, there's like, okay, so it looks like on at least on the wiki they're talking about the Moon Primal Stone, which we're learning about. I guess you're right about, but to me, if it makes sense that every Primal Stone you would need to send it around the world.
It doesn't make sense that it would need to be sent around the world because when he said it needs to be sent around the world, Claudia said, "Oh, I get it because it's because the moon goes around the world and it's like a little moon."
But here's my issue. Then this is my issue with this. If it's just specifically the Moon Primal Stone, that doesn't make any sense for anything else. Like, why would mages end up dying trying to make these things if it really only requires the Moon Primal Stone doing the whole around the world thing? How would making a Sky Primal Stone, a Sun Primal Stone, an Earth Primal Stone, an Ocean Primal Stone, and a Star Primal Stone, which is no record of there ever being one, but apparently like there is one. But like, how would these kill the mage?
Maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would do it in different ways. Harnessing the power of a hurricane sounds dangerous, for example.
But I feel like a mage could still do that without dying.
It sounds dangerous, and it sounds like maybe there's a chance of death in creating it.
I would believe the death toll more when trying to send something around the world because that's an arduous task.
Well,
I'm
maybe
not
we
saying
would.
capturing a hurricane isn't a arduous task, but it's like I feel like in a world where there's magic and mages and powerful people, I think a hurricane would be that big of a. It's a force of nature, yeah, but
Who says that they all have to be equally dangerous to create?
based on the way Erebos is talking about making these things in general is dangerous. The mages who tried, they died.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was specifically talking about making just that stone. I just think he's talking about in general. That is not many mages survive making that. Because, like, when they're in the process of making it, they just, like, I mean, I guess it's too much. I just find it strange. That's why I thought, okay, every stone requires a different a set amount of ingredients. But, like, you need to send it around the world. But, I mean, I guess if they're saying that the moon promise stones signifying the moon, but it doesn't make any sense how everything else gets created. Because, like, how do you with the with the idea of like the sky promise stone, the hurricane, the eye of the storm? How do you capture that? It doesn't make any. That doesn't. I mean, again, Magic World, they would make that make sense, but still, it doesn't make sense. Like, how would you do that?
We just don't have the information to answer that question.
Sorry.
That's the gist of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but when you said that, I hurt myself, and I hurt myself, sass myself back when you said that. So I was just like, that's just why I did. That's why I did that. Okay, but I guess with that, I don't know. I feel like the sitting around the world thing just makes it so much cleaner. But okay, but I know I'm not making this story. So the next thing we already talked about Ezran and the Queen. Let's say real quick about Ezran. Beginning of the episode, they completely wait. Is that the beginning of the episode? I think. No, beginning of the episode is we go back to the Sunfire Elf and we see what's going on there with their kingdom. And seems like everything's going really well, kind of. The queen has granted amnesty to the traitors that waged the war against her, but they have to earn the trust of the kingdom again, which makes sense, you know. But then she's not, she tries granting that same amnesty to her brother because she finds out that he's got a baby on the way, and she does that. She actually asks a really interesting question. But every time I try granting you, granting you a way to save you, you don't take it. Like it is kind of true. Like every time she's tried helping him, he's seen it as some ruse to trick him or whatever like that. He doesn't seem to trust her, which is interesting. I never really thought too much about that. I was like, yeah, he doesn't seem to trust his sister at all, and I don't know where that stems from. Like that stems from something, and I'm not sure what that stems from.
He'd just be an irredeemable person.
I mean, that is true. But I kind of hope there's like it's something. There's a reason for what's causing that. Because it sounds like these two might have had like a good relationship growing up, but then with their mother, and then somewhere along the line, I guess post the death of their mother, their ideologies completely diverge from each other. But I guess also speaking of like relative, close family betraying you, they kind of juxtapose that with Ezra and saying Callum has betrayed him. And I thought that was interesting. He just randomly did that, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Callum sided with Rayla. Oh yeah, that was the ultimate betrayal. Which I definitely did say last episode that what Callum did literally was like the ultimate form of like betrayal. I don't even want to call it betrayal because it's not like Callum doesn't like want to choose sides, but unfortunately he had to in order to help Rayla out. Ezra's trying to like wage a war against like the Moonshadow elves, but he was like coaxed out of going there and forgetting them for now by the queen of the other kingdom, which is when she brought Ezra over to find those crystals. I wonder what she's trying to get at this by showing Ezra this. It seems like it was a state secret that she's like willing to like let another country have access to it.
I think she's just trying to be a good ally.
I mean, I can believe that she hasn't done anything to make me believe otherwise, but it's just like all she's really doing is fueling a vendetta that Ezra has boiling within him. And I know that's not her. That's not her. What she's trying to do. She's trying to give Ezra peace of mind, but it's like all she's done now is giving Ezra saying he can make really powerful weapons for his kingdom, which I mean it makes sense. They need a way to protect themselves in case they have another dragon attack. But I don't even know if there's any dragons that would pose them a threat. I mean, unless Zim one day decides to, change sides, but I don't think he would. Unless something like really, really bad happened, like maybe his mother got killed. I don't know. We haven't even seen Zubeya, and last we've seen of her, she was healing from like the evil blight sickness thing that's affecting creatures.
Yeah, she's only got a few episodes left to come back before the series ends.
And then maybe we'll get the Dragon King. I hope that's where we're going. Maybe we're going for the Dragon King and just another time skip. I don't think so, but it'd be nice. It'd be a nice thought.
I would like that very much.
But okay, we got like almost you're hitting the 15-minute mark. So really quick with Erebos, I think that's about it. Let's talk about. It's just Erebos and Terry and Claudia with the whole making moon crystal thing. We already talked about the moon crystal. Um, Interesting that they're already about to make it. So
They'll have it by morning.
wonder what the small feather had Terry go collect was for. I initially thought he was trying to get Terry, keep Terry out of the loop or something like that. But I guess maybe that's what they're trying to do, because like I mean, apparently that area was apparently where unicorns come to die. He's like, which is insane. I think there's a graveyard up a tree, over a pond. But there is, um, oh yeah, Erbo's saying that Claudia reminds him of his daughter. I don't know if I said this, but I had the theory in my brain. I don't know if I said this out loud, but I know I had the theory in my brain that it's possible maybe why Erebos is so sweet on her is because maybe he does get reminded of his daughter from her. He actually vocalizes this and says that he thinks that she'd be a lot like Claudia at this age. It was like really weird that they're trying to, I guess, show a kind of human side, more of a gentler side to Erebos than we've seen up to this point. This makes me kind of curious. And I had this really head potty canon in my brain. Like, what if he's trying to revive his daughter? I don't know what any of this would be to revive her, but like, what if this is all really just really about his daughter? And that he's still grieving, or never really truly grieved the loss of his daughter, even though he cried and made that river. I mean, nothing's really based in any real fact. Just a feeling that kind of like, I wonder if that's where we're going. Is that maybe he's got this plan to revive his daughter, but then decides not to because he doesn't want to take away Claudia's freedom. I don't know. Again, none of this really has any real basis in any fact with the show. But I think I don't think there's anything that talked about. I don't think it's about it. I think we talked about everything, even with the random stops in the stream. My bad. I sure hope I can fix that, because that's not just affecting the podcast; it's affecting everything else I do. I guess we're done here with that. I was trying to find if there's anything else we need to talk about. I mean, if you don't have anything else to add, I guess we can end it here.
Okay. I just want to do a shout out to our viewer in Brazil, real quick. Shout out. There we go.
And that Brazilian viewer, you just make yourself known at this point so we can stop this.
He's got to start coming to the streams.
I don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
It could be a she.
I mean, I'm usually live Monday.
Girl listening to your streams.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're live on Mondays on the Alternate Visuals Twitch channel, usually at 9 p.m., maybe later, depending on the thing, for the podcast.
More like 9:45.
Hardy har. Okay, good night, everybody. See you guys next week. I think we're returning back with the usual Kenshin random diamond talk, and then also, this show. See you guys then. Happy 2025, by the way. I think we still have this podcast.
Happy 2025.